Money and mindset and art, let's talk. Some of my recent research has brought up a topic I'm actually nervous to bring up because people get really emotional around it, myself included. I know, however, our mindset can be most of the problem when we hold ourselves back from making art. So I want to talk about how our mindset, especially around money, influences our artistic journey. Hey there, I'm Carrie, and I help self-taught artists who have a home studio, feeling stuck with their art, move from wondering what's next to confidently expressing themselves through unique original art. Today, we're exploring the connection between our money mindset and our artistic practice. Ever notice how certain hobbies like golf don't raise eyebrows when splurging on equipment, but art sometimes comes with guilt? I looked up the price of golf clubs the other day, and a single golf club can cost someone $1,500 US. That doesn't include the whole bag of clubs or any of the fees associated with golfing. People have no problem with someone who says they play golf as a hobby. No one asks them what they're going to do with their golf practice. I've not heard anyone comment, materials are expensive. And yet, when people tell me art is part of who they are, they also tell me they feel guilty or uncomfortable investing in art supplies or in their learning. Let's sit with that for a minute. Maybe you're watching this and know about Artist Strong because, like me, you can't imagine your life without art. Quitting art is not part of your vocabulary. Maybe it even brings tears thinking about it. It does for me. Comment below, art is a part of me, if you relate to what I'm saying here. This reaches the heart of my art teacher mission and message to empower people to make their art. If art is part of who you are, how can you invest in this important part of your life? I can already hear some people saying, but Carrie, materials are expensive. Yes and no. You can look at artists across history who were so committed, they did things like scrounge canvas from shipyard scraps and donate their blood, like the de Koonings. Other artists worked with what was available to them. Romare Bearden created in collage. Just this past week, I used my local buy and sell group on Facebook to grab piles of magazines to make art with my daughter. The first example is extreme, but I share it because when people want something, really want something, they make it happen. Sometimes we have to be creative and think outside of the box. We can't imagine possibilities to gather resources and supplies to make our art if the story we tell ourselves is art is just too expensive. If you're a self-taught artist who has a studio but struggles to show up and is beginning to wonder how another YouTube tutorial or Paint Like Me class is going to help you and want to know what's next, comment help below or message me to learn more about how I can help. Gender is the other topic that came up in this discussion. Historically, golf has a male association, and crafting has also been female-centric. I see similar associations with art today. A friend recently shared that her husband would not blink at spending $1,500, where she's more likely to spend $100 15 times. Someone else described the history of craft and women creating in community. But when you talk about art, it's more solitary. So when she joined classes, she sometimes wondered, where am I in this pecking order? Do I fit in? For me, that brings up the elitist messaging we get from blue-chip art galleries and other art world institutions. I don't know anything about spending habits and its association with gender, but it would be an interesting rabbit hole to tumble down. Today's video is sponsored by my workshop, How to Create Art from Your Imagination, which you can watch for free. Grab the link below to sign up and start watching right away. I also feel like this has implications for how we invest our time. If we don't feel comfortable investing money in our art, how can we ever justify making the time for our art? I cannot count the number of times I've heard people tell me they have to prioritize chores over their art. Many people are caregivers, either for aging parents or kids or both. They're trying to find time when and where they can. A friend just talked about this like we're juggling lots of balls, and sometimes there are balls we have to set down because others have to stay in the air. But how much harder is it to show up for our art if the stories we tell ourselves around our money and time are always about not having enough? And here's a doozy. Is it the excuse we use to avoid the work our heart calls us to create? I want to hear from you. Do you confidently invest in your artist practice, or do you have an inner critic whispering guilt-provoking thoughts in your ear? Share your take in the comments below. And if you liked today's video, please like and subscribe to Artist Strong. It makes a huge difference and helps us help more artists like you. And if you show up in your home studio, you feel all over the place, overwhelmed, and wonder what's next for your art, I can help. Choose the time in my calendar that works best for you so we can discuss how to confidently express yourself through unique art. Please remember, proudly call yourself an artist. Together, we are Artists Strong.